Good evening. Excuse me. My name is Rich Miller. I'm a resident at 213 Woodbridge Court, Canonsburg, PA 15317. I'm also here tonight as Vice President of our neighborhood HOA, which is the Ironwood Wedgewood Homeowners Association. I'm here tonight with Bernie Shaughnessy. I'm here tonight with Bernie Shaughnessy, who's also a resident at 203 Woodbridge Court, Canonsburg. Bernie acts as the current president of the HOA. And I'm also here tonight with Brian Fishback. Brian is the professional engineer with Mackin Engineering and Consultants. His company is located at 103 Technology Drive, Pittsburgh, PA 15275. So our request tonight is for an application for traffic signal approval, or more specifically, a flashing warning device permit application. The Ironwood Wedgewood HOA engaged Mackin Engineering to prepare a two-sheet permit plan and a one-page application for submission to Cecil Township for their processing and subsequent submission to PennDOT District Number 11. For approval of two devices. These devices are to be solar-powered radar speed signs located on both sides of Ironwood Drive. The permit has been prepared in accordance with PennDOT Publication 149, which is the Traffic Signal Design Handbook. Issuance of the final permit will be sought upon completion of installation of both devices. The formal application for the traffic signal approval was submitted to Cecil Township on or about August 18th of 2021. So what's the reason for our request? Well, safety. We oftentimes use the slogan in our neighborhood communications, slow down for us. So this request is being made to remind our neighbors, their family members, delivery drivers, utility workers, contractors, and all others to be mindful of our children at play and maintain a safe speed. It has been shown that most speeding on residential streets is caused by people who actually live in the same neighborhood. So these solar-powered devices are to remind everyone to drive with care on our streets. It's likely that a child is at play nearby, even if unseen. So we need to share our streets with one another so that we can all enjoy the neighborhood. So what are the requirements? Well, our understanding are there's three requirements. First requirement was to attend tonight's meeting, the regular monthly meeting with Cecil Township Board of Supervisors, and to make a formal request. Second requirement, the approval for construction and maintenance would require a legal agreement between the township and our HOA. We acknowledge this requirement, including that the cost of the agreement and the review by the township solicitor would be borne by the HOA who's proposing the installation. And then thirdly, the HOA further acknowledges that the installation of these devices is planned within the existing 50-foot right-of-way. Further approval for the device locations will be secured in writing from the appropriate landowners. You might ask, what are the estimated costs? To the best of our knowledge, it's at $20,000. We budgeted $7,000 for engineering, $6,000 for the devices, $5,000 for the construction or installation, and $2,000 for legal. Have we considered other alternatives? Yes. In fact, we've been corresponding with the township about traffic calming and safety concerns for the last few years, dating back to December 2019, which is when the phase 2 of the Ironwood development took place. Added volume, traffic volume became noticeable at that point. We've also been involved with Cecil Township Police Department. We even delivered electronic radar speed signs, which seemed effective while operated, but these were only being done on a temporary installation, maybe a 1 or 2 week period at a time. The HOA also evaluated several different types of traffic calming devices. We looked at poured asphalt speed bumps. We looked at modern traffic devices like recycled rubber and recycled plastic for speed bumps, speed humps, and speed cushions. These products were all cost effective but less attractive and less accommodating for emergency vehicles, snow removal equipment, and for school bus routes. So in summary, we believe time for action is now. We followed the PennDOT handbook regarding the 3 E's. E for educating. We tried to educate our neighbors through correspondence, through emails and public meetings. E for enforcement. We worked with the local police department trying to get people to slow down. And now we're at the 3rd E, which is engineering, and the reason why we hired Mac Engineering to lay out a plan for us. The HOA is trying to be proactive in avoiding an accident and any associated liability. And while this is not the most cost-effective way, this is the best alternative solution to our safety concerns. It may not eliminate 100% of our problem, but we believe it will certainly help. And finally, I just want to re-acknowledge all current and future costs will be the responsibility of the Ironwood, Wedgewood, HOA, and not Cecil Township. So with that in mind, we can certainly take some questions. We did submit the application in multiple copies, along with the engineering drawings and so forth.
Without you start, I'm actually going to stop you for a second. I'm going to ask, so this section of the agenda is really for our professionals. What you're asking for is a resident request. So I'm actually going to ask you to hang with me till we get through the professional stuff and to get through the agendas. And then you can come back up during the public comments, because we wouldn't let just any, we wouldn't let every resident add on to the agenda like that, so I don't want to seem like we're giving you favoritism. Does that make sense? So if you could just give us a few minutes to get through our discussion, our agenda items, then you can come back up and we'll talk about it, because there's no formal vote that can happen on this tonight anyways. Make sense? Thank you.